Okay, let's start our practical class. In our last class, we already discussed about the EIGRP, Enhanced Internet Gateway Routing Protocol. EIGRP. So let's see here. Let me remove the routers first. Okay, this is our last point of yesterday. Here we are having a link between this network and this router 0 network and router 1 network. And how to add another router here. 2911. Let's use this 2911 routers and let's connect with this router here. Okay, I'm interconnected here, the next adjacent router, and the network of this router 0 to router 2, 10.0.0.0, and router 1 to router 2, 11.0.0.0. Okay, this is our network address of this area, and this is the network address of this area. And router 0 to router 1 is 192.168.0.1. This is the simply we are using this internal IP address also, but in reality we have to use the public IP address in this. Okay, and for doing this, we have to assign the interface ID first. Let me set up the interface of this router 2. Let me set it up. No, and here we have to enable, and we have to configure the terminal, and we have to select the interface of this gig 0/0, and the IP address of this 0/0 is 10.0.0.1, and the subnet mask is 255.0.0.0. Okay, no shutdown, no need to shut down the interface, and we have to exit from the interface, and we have to select another interface of gig 0/1 and assign the IP address. IP address of this interface is 11.0.0.1, and the subnet mask is the 255.0.0.0. Class A network, no shut down. Okay, now we finish the updatation of this interface. And let me exit, let me end, and write and let me exit, and we are completely exit from this router 2 to the normal mode, and we have to assign the IP address of this interface of router number 1. Command line interface, and enable the router in the global configuration mode. We have to configure the terminal and select the interface of geek 0/2, okay, and assign the IP address of this. IP address is 11.0.0.2. Let me assign this IP address 255.0.0.0 and no shut down. Okay, no shutdown, and exit, and right. Okay, exit again. Okay, now we finish the configuration of this router 1. Let's configure the router 0 again, the same process. Enable, configure terminal, and select the interface, okay, of geek 0/2, same 0/2 IP address 10.0.0.2 and 255.0.0.0. No shutdown again, and exit, and WR. Okay, now we are assigning the IP address of each and every interface of router 0, 1, 2, and let's check the PTO of this. It's reachable or not? It's reachable, success. From here up to this, progress, no. From here to this, okay, success. From here to this point, in progress. Do it again. Okay, now is success. Can go around the packet from 0 to 2. Let's check router 0 to 2. Okay, now it's working fine. Now it's working fine in all this router, but we did not configure the EIGRP in router 2. How to set up this one, EIGRP in this? We'll see this one. Open this router 2, and we have to enable for global in the configuration mode. Configure terminal, and we have to do the routings. Okay, after configuration terminals, router EIGRP and 101 for this autonomous system. Enter, and we have to assign the network. of this 10.0.0.0. okay, it's assigned in the new adjacent. Okay, it's working fine right now. And for the 11th, okay, now it's a fine, now it's signed properly. We have to exit and we have to end, and we have to write this and save and exit again. Okay, now it's complete this router 2 EIGRP configurations. Let's check in this whether is it set up or not. Enable and configure terminal and a router EIGRP 101 and network. I have to add this network in this router. We just added this. We already configured here in the router 2, but in the router 1 we have to add up this network. This network is 11.0.0.0. okay, now it's added up, and we have to exit from this. We have to end it and write it and exit. Okay, now it's fine. See in this router again, router 0, enable, again configure terminal, and we have to set the router EIGRP 101. okay, and we have to add the network of 10.0.0, network of 10.0.0.0. okay, exit. I'm already exit here and end it and write and save, exit. Okay, now we complete the setup of these 3 routers. Let me check this PDU whether is it communicate this network of router 1 to the network of the router 2. Sorry, router 0 to the router 1. Let me try to send the PDU packet to this 192.168.2.1 to this router 1. okay, that's success. Okay, there is no loss in the packet. If it's reached, then let me try to send the PDO to this 192.168.2.1 to 192.168.1.1. in progress, it's failed. Let me do it again. It's not visible. Let me do it again. Clear the PDU and okay, now it's success. It can send across the network. Let me see the simulations, and let's filter only this EIGRP only. Okay, and let's start these simulations. Okay, router 1 and 2, they are sharing the information. Okay, sharing the information here and there, and it's send out the request packet, all these things. Okay, now here it's EIGRP packet is coming up here, and CCDP and STP is the packet of Cisco Packet Tracer. but we have to monitor only this EIGRP. No need to mind about the CDP and STP. So it's sent across. It's sent across the information in the routers. Okay, in the router that if let me change the ICMP also. Internet. Let me capture the ICMP also. Okay, and let me ping the command from this PC0. The IP address is 192.168.2.1. To let me try to send the packet from this computer in to this 192.168.1.1. Okay, I'm sending the packet from here. So ICMP packet sent out from PC0, from this PC0. Let's see what's happened in the network. Okay. Okay, that's is sent across this one, but the capturing is very slow. So let me do it in this in the video. Here, if we send this network from this, it's in progress. It's failed. Let me send this across. It's success. This one. It can move across the network. Okay, but let's see here. Let me remove this cable. Okay, the connection is down in between. Okay, so there are some connection via router number 2. Whether it's become success or not, let me send the video again. It's success again. It reestablished again. This router know the distance, routing distance, administrative distance of this area. If the network is down, then it's reroute again to this routers. Okay, this network. If it's down again, there is no chance of communicating in these two networks. Okay, it's fine. Okay, let me connect it again, reconnect it again. I forgot the interface. 0/1. Oh, I think 0/1. No, sorry, no. Let me connect it first. Otherwise, we have to know the interface number. This is 0/0, and this is /1 0/2. Okay, let's check it again. We are interconnected again, the cable. It's success again. Okay, and if I'm remove these connections, whether is it complete the network or not. Okay, now we success again. So routers always advertise the link information across the network in these simulations. It's advertise all these informations, okay, in the in this routing area, ICMP or any other packet using this EIGRP also. If I'm remove, or okay, let me reset the simulation again, recapture it again, EIGRP. Okay, let me remove again this one also, reset the simulations and capture it again. Okay, let me remove this cable. What will happen? I'll remove the cable, and okay, router C EIGRP is sharing across the network again. Okay, it's update and it advertised the routing tables, and it's updated again. EIGRP of these routers 0, here it's reached again. Okay, it's reached again to this router 1, 2 and 0. And let me one more things, let me connect it again. Okay, what will happen? It's re-advertise the EIGRP packets. Okay, EIGRP packet. Once I am settle up again the connection between this router 2 and then router 1, then it's advertised across the network again. Okay, router 0 and PCG, all these packets are sent across the network again. Okay, and it's established those things. Okay, I hope that it's clear regarding this, how this EIGRP or IGRP or OSPF, RIP, all these are work in the dynamic. Okay, no need to do the administrative overhead, no need of this administrative overhead. It's updated automatically if the network is down. If one of the routers down or cable down, then in each and every milliseconds, 30 or 90 depending on the routing protocol, it's sent across the this routing table across the network. Broadcast is sent broadcast, and it's updated all this information in the routers. Okay, so this is the configuration of the EIGRP. Okay, let's move on to the domain name, DNS, and the web server configurations. How domain resolve the IP into the corresponding website. So before this, let me assign the IP address of this. This is the interface ID of IP of this gig 0/1 of router 0 and gig 0/0 of router. Interface of 0/1 in the router 1, and this is the interface ID of this 10.0.0.2. okay, and this is the 10.0.0.1, and this side is 10.0.0.1. and 11, this one is 11, this one is 11.2, okay. Now we are having this network, and moreover we have to add the switch, and this switch is connected to this network. Okay, let me pull far away from here, and the network address is 192.168.3.0 network. Okay. The .0 network, and the interface number of 0/2 of router 2 is interface IP address is 192.168.3.1. okay, this is the IP address of this, and we have to add one server here. okay. DNS, let me rename it DNS server. okay. And let me interconnect it with the switch and this thing, and let me assign the IP address of this 192.168.3.2. this is the IP address of this DNS server, and default gateway is 192.168.3.1. this is the default gateway of this DNS server. okay, and let me try to send the PDU packet PDU from this DNS to router. It's failed because it doesn't know about the network. okay, network of this. okay, it doesn't know. Why? We have to add the network of this area. Let me enable and configure terminal and routers. Configure terminal. We have to assign the IP address of this interface gig 0/2 IP address is 192.168.3.1, and the subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. No shutdown. No shutdown. Okay. Exit and WR. Okay, right now we set up the IP address of this, and let me try to ping again. Send the PDU again from this to this. Okay, now it's success. IP is already assigned for this interface 0/2, and it can reach up to this, but this cannot reach up to this. Why? This network doesn't know by these routers. It doesn't add in the EIGRP EIGRP 101. We have to add this IP address. Okay, and we are in the global configuration mode. Routers, we have to set the routers EIGRP 101. Okay, sorry. No, let me exit freshly. Enable configure terminal, and after this router EIGRP 101 and network, we have to add this 192.168.3.0 network. Okay, now it's fine. Exit and rewrite this and exit it. Okay, now it's complete. Let's check across the network whether this DNS server reachable to this PC. Check this. Okay, success. PDU from this to this. Okay, now it's working fine. It's reachable. And the IP address of this DNS server is 192.168.3.2. Okay, and let me add one more server here. This is web server. I hope that you already know this, how to set up this web server. 192.168.3.3. This is the IP address of this web server, and let me add the IP address 192.168.3.3, and the gateway is 192.3.1, and interconnect. Okay, right now it's completed with this. Let me set up this DNS server. Okay, DNS server. How to set up this one? In the configure and services. Okay, in the services we have this DNS. Okay, DNS, we have to give the name and the address. Okay, and let me turn on first this DNS and the name. let me give the name CISCO. Okay, Cisco, and address is the cisco.com. Okay, sorry. Okay, I missed out. Cisco.com name, and the IP address of the resolving IP address is the 192.168.3.3. This is the, okay, let me add first. Sorry, let me add and save. Okay. Okay, now it's complete. This cisco.com report, and the IP address is this one. This is the Cisco web server, then this is the DNS server. Okay, cisco.com. From here, let me ping this cisco.com. So ping request could not find the cisco.com, so it doesn't find any record on the cisco.com. Why? In this IP configuration there is no DNS server. Okay, so for doing so we have to add the IP address of DNS server. DNS server is 192.168.3.2. This is the DNS server, and let's try to ping this. Okay, it resolved to this IP address. Okay, and its reply. Okay, here ping cisco.com. Cisco.com ping means cisco.com is the URL. Okay, give this URL, it's check the address of this DNS server. Okay, it send this packet to this, from this to the DNS server, and DNS server resolve this cisco.com. It's try to it's check in this. Okay, it's check in this database, DNS database. Okay, cisco.com is there, and it's resolved into the corresponding IP address, and it send it back to the network, and it's find out those IP address. Okay, so these are the mechanism of the DNS server. So if I'm trying to ping this cisco.com, then it resolve, then it's reply from, first it hit this, then it's reply from this server, web server. So whether is it working or not here, web browser and cisco.com, then it's come from this web server if I'm typing this one. Okay, these are the things in this web server. This is the Cisco web server, and if we want to add more than one web server here, like Mca web server 2, okay, Mca web server, and the IP address is the 192.168.3.4. okay, so for doing this, let me connect it first. From this switch we have another server here, Mca web server, and web server is in the services. Where is the HTTP? Okay, here HTTP is already active here. And index file, let me edit this index file. Instead of Cisco Packet Tracer, let me type Mca website. Okay, or Mca website. Welcome to Mca fifth SAM lab. And here we can do some link. Let's see, IP addressing, IP routing, and here what are, okay, EIGRP, EIGRP, and one more, and RIP. Okay, so let me save it here. Okay, I'm update the page, okay, that page to display like a Mca website. So we have to register in the DNS server, DNS at mca.com, and address is 192.168.3.4 and add. Okay, now it's add up those things in the DNS server from this computer, desktop, web browser, mca.com, hostname, again cannot resolve. Okay, hostname cannot resolve in this computer's PC2. Why? In this there is no DNS server. Okay, we have to add up this DNS server, 192.168.3.2. then let's see the web browser again, mca.com. Why not displaying? cisco.com, cisco.com is coming up, mca.com, 192.168. Why this MC is not coming? ping.mca.com. Okay, no reply from the mca.com. HTTP, everything is turned on. We already edited this one, mca, and sorry, we did not configure the IP address of this. We are simply giving but no IP address of this, 192.168.3.4, and subnet marks and default gateway is 192.168.3.1. no need for the default gateway, this is the server only, it doesn't browsing anything. Okay, and let's see this one, and browser, mca.com. okay, now it's coming this, and if I'm typing this cisco.com, and Cisco is coming. Okay, this browser working, this DNS also working, sorry, this website working, and DNS also working. And if you want to add more web server, then you have to add it, then you have to add the corresponding IP address in the DNS server, and it will resolve it. Or you can put another one more router here, then you can put you can isolate this routers website in another router also. Okay, that's all. Here if we want to browse from this computer, then we have to add the DNS server also, 192.168.3.2. the same process, 192.168.3.2. okay, that's all for today. Laboratory